Yes, everybody, Russ and the West Ham Network. Hope you're safe and well. Happy Easter Monday. Hope you are sick of chocolate right now. And since we last spoke, West Ham won a bloody game of football. So, look, it's not all bad in the world, is it? But it's the Hammers Headlines in association with the KUMB.com, boys. If you're new around here, give it a like, give it a comment, give it a share, give it a subscribe. Obviously, we are now on the way to Belgium on Thursday, isn't it? And then back to the London Stadium for Arsenal. Nice couple of easy games coming up. Anyway, so Hammers Headlines, as I said, it's a few. I thought we'd do is, particularly over the weekend, there's lots of transfer rumours. So I thought today we'd do a bit of a roundup of all the rumours. You know, when I know people are saying, well, we don't know what league we're in, but we've got to keep the wheel turning. Got to keep the wheel turning in terms of scouting and stuff. And West Ham scouts have apparently been quite busy this weekend, particularly. So let's start with the first one. So apparently last week on the Wednesday, so when we were losing, we were losing quite heavily to Newcastle. West Ham scouts were in the Netherlands, and they were watching final duo Okan Koku and Santiago Jimenez in their meeting against rivals Ajax, according to the Daily Mirror. The forward Jimenez and the midfielder Koku played the entire 90 minutes in the 2-1 defeat, with the former scoring his club's only goal of the night. The final pair are two of the hottest properties on the transfer market, I think, coming into the summer, both catching the eye of several Premier League clubs as well as clubs across Europe, and they've been superb for their club this season. Let's sit them 5 points clear of PSV at the top of the Dutch league. At just 22, Koku already boasts over 150 appearances for the Dutch side, with his leadership in midfield earning him the captain's armband, which sounds very familiar to us, Mr. Declan Rice. The Turkish international would, I think, be a perfect replacement for Dec in the summer, obviously, as he looks destined to leave the London Stadium this summer, possibly to Arsenal, our opponents, next on Sunday. Jimenez, meanwhile, has bagged 17 goals from 36 final games this season, following his move from Cruz Azul last summer. The Mexican international could certainly be the solution to our attacking problems and score some goals for us, please. As obviously we've got, but the Hammers will face a real fight on their hands for both him and Koku's signatures this summer. Koku's someone who's allegedly been on the West Ham radar for some time. We've mentioned his name before in passing, and it seems that the Hammers could be ramping up our interest in the 22-year-old star in the making. If Moyes or whoever's in charge in the summer manages to get a deal done for him, I think that'll be a real statement of intent for the club. He's a young player who will develop into a star of the future, but he's already got 150 appearances under his belt already. The double move could be a clever way to get ahead of a growing pack of admirers for Koku particularly, and obviously coupling it up with Jimenez as well. Reminds me of when we bought this is completely different, but when we bought Gabardon and James Collins from Cardiff, it was alleged that we were more interested in James Collins than Danny Gabardon in that deal, but the inclusion of Gabardon put us ahead of the pack in terms of the transfer going through. So we'll keep an eye on that. Another name to add to the growing list of potential Declan Rice replacements. Another scouting mission was this week as well, as West Ham scouts were also reportedly sent to watch the progress of Atalanta striker Rasmus Højlund, with the striker set to leave in the summer, according to several news outlets. Højlund's been one of the breakout stars of the 22-23 campaign in Europe and has become a key player for Atalanta by bagging an impressive 7 goals in 14 starts, and also catching the eye for Denmark, scoring 5 goals in 2 Euro 2026 qualifiers already. Tutto Atalanta reported last month that Atalanta will be seeking a bid in the region of 35 to 40 million pounds to get the deal over the line. And apparently West Ham sent scouts over to him and have sent on several occasions, including very recently, along with Everton, Leicester, Crystal Palace, Bayern Munich and Marseille. Napoli and Juventus are also reportedly joined the race in what is expected to be another hot competition across Europe for Højlund's signature this summer. He's the next big thing to come out of Scandinavia, apparently, and there's no surprise to see see suitors being lined up, queuing around the block to sign him, particularly with his tremendous form for club and country as well. However, the likes of Bayern Munich, Napoli, Juventus, all in the frame for his signature, it does seem massively unlikely that he's going to go to the West Ham this year, especially given the fact we haven't actually confirmed our Premier League status yet. But as I said, we still seem to be doing the whole scouting thing, so we're not on the back foot. Once, hopefully, fingers crossed, we secure our Premier League status for another year very, very soon. I suppose it's a bit like Cocker as well. If the Hammers are to make themselves an attractive proposition, obviously not only being in the Premier League, but also potentially obviously winning the conference will guarantee us obviously European football next season into the Europa League. And then that does make us more of an attractive proposition than it does currently, in all honesty, doesn't it? So again, he fits that sort of younger brief in terms of he's not necessarily the ready-made finished article yet. He can develop into a very hot prospect in terms of striker, and we need those options, don't we? Really, I think with the uncertainty of Skamaka and Antonio's future at West Ham, Danny Ings at the wrong side of 30 as well. Yes, we've got Obama coming through, but I think to put a lot of weight on his shoulders at such an early age, you want to see him develop, and you want to see him. You don't want to. I don't want to rush him. It's like you want all your toys and you want them now, but actually, I think it could be a detrimental effect. We look at Mipo Odebeku, for example, who's fallen off the face of the planet, really, with us since that sort of failed appearance against Man United in the cup early this season. Was it earlier season? Was it last season? Do you know? I can't remember. So it's we're looking at alternatives, which is good. Another alternative is goalkeeper. Goalkeeper, surprisingly, a strange one. This one, it was reported in AS, the Spanish outlet, that West Ham are probably wanting to sign. Oh, here we go. It's a good name, Georgi Madamadashvili. That's definitely how you pronounce it, as a long-term replacement to Lucas Fabianski. And according to the report, West Ham are lining up a move for the Georgian international goalkeeper as Fabianski's winds down his playing days, and Ariola must be thinking, what the fuck's going on, to be honest? I mean, Valencia, he currently plays for Valencia, the ongoing financial problems and their uncertainty, their La Liga status. The Spanish side are apparently looking to sell some of their prized assets this summer, and the 22-year-old Georgian international goalkeeper is one of their prized assets who could pull in a big transfer fee. Apparently, the West Ham are one of the clubs monitoring his progress ahead of the summer transfer window. The report reckons that the 22-year-old is on the Hammers' radar this summer. He has a release clause of £88 million, according to Eurosport. So obviously we won't be spending that type of money on a goalkeeper. So if Valencia really want to sell him on the cheap with their financial problems, then obviously it's going to be a considerable come down from that particular number. But it's a bit weird. I mean, why be linked with a goalkeeper? I don't get it. Yeah, he's a very good goalkeeper, but he's 22. He's conceded 58 goals in 52 appearances, and has kept 19 clean sheets in the process. So 16 clean sheets. He's 6'6", and he cuts a very imposing figure. Good shot stopper. Commands his penalty area with authority, as you would expect with someone so tall. And I think that's, for me, the fact is Fabianski, as soon as he recovered from his injury, he was back in that side, despite the fact Ariola had played in goal for the last previous few games. So did he not do enough to impress Moyes? I mean, for me, I always think Ariola doesn't command his box enough, where I'm just going to call him Georgie, does apparently do that. And I said, I harken back to Newcastle. I thought Nick Pope commands his box very well. And he's quite an imposing figure, and he's a big lad. So, I mean, signing him would be another big statement. That's 3 big statements already, and would be an upgrade to Fabianski. Does that mean Fabianski wouldn't be? The idea is his contract technically runs out in the summer. He's got a 1-year option. Whether the club decides to take that option or upgrade already to bring in Georgie, who knows? But as I said, that's what we do. whatever's been reported, we report back to you, and to save you having to trawl through it or more than anything. And lastly, an interesting one in terms of a summer signing. Apparently, according to several resources, including it was over on Sunday, particularly, lots of the Sunday papers are running this. West Ham are interested in the summer signing of Crystal Palace and Ivory Coast winger Wilfried Zaha. They find themselves in a battle with Newcastle, who reportedly have a long-running interest in him. He's currently, so probably Winnie Pops. He's currently sidelined with a groin injury, picked up in the game against Leicester on Saturday. Zaha continues to be one of the most diverse players in the Premier League. You either hate him or love him. He has praise, he has criticism from many within the game. He did, of course, play famously under David Moyes. I say play, he barely played during his time at Man United, with the winger very outspoken about his lack of opportunities under that boss at the time. There was allegations as one of the reasons why he wasn't getting played was more of a personal matter with Moyes' daughter. But the move failed to result in any success, and Zaha quickly returned back to Palace. So any move to West Ham would definitely be worth keeping an eye on if Moyes remains in the dugout in the London Stadium. I can't, if Moyes is still here in the summer, I don't think this is going to happen, to be honest. I think it's more like to go to Newcastle, who could possibly offer him Champions League football, in all honesty. But if he wants to stay in London, West Ham could be one of the options. I mean, surely you look around, maybe. I think he's 30 now, so it'll be but he's got Premier League experience. We see, in terms of the summer signings, the ones we bought in, Emerson's arguably the one who has adjusted quickly because he's already been playing Premier League. So actually, it's great buying these. Looking at these guys like Kogu and Hoyland and Georgia, but they do need time to adjust to the Premier League, and someone like Zaha, for example, could go straight in if he doesn't get injured. But yeah, it'd be interesting. I don't think this happens if Mr. Moyes is still in charge in the summer, I'll be honest. And that's it, my friends. So as I said, a bit of a rumour roundup. There haven't any rumours for a while, but a lot came up over the weekend. So I thought I'd bring to you a little selection. There's plenty more as well. We didn't talk about Mourinho Diaz. We didn't talk about Borget for Man City. All these ones we can talk about as well. But I just thought I'll pick 4. And then maybe we'll talk about them tomorrow. But anyway, hope you enjoy the rest of your Easter Monday. We did a little thing this earlier from the archives. Martin Godliman, the voice of West Ham, obviously friend of the channel. He found in his back catalogue a Harry Redknapp Dream Team 11, which he'd recorded when Harry was a manager at West Ham. So it was about 20 odd years ago. So we put up this morning. So have a little listen, 8-10 minutes long. And Harry picks his dream West Ham 11. Bit similar to Miami's 11. It was only 20 years later. Anyway, take care, stay safe, stay warm, stay humble. Keep the faith, my friends. Come on, you irons. And I'll see you guys very, very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.